They moved Lena in the night. No announcement, no paperwork she was allowed to see, just a needle in her arm and a ceiling sliding past as she was wheeled to underground corridors that smelled of concrete, bleach, and something old. When she woke, the air felt wrong, dry, filtered, lifeless. She was underground. The room had no windows, no visible vents, just smooth walls, reinforced corners, and a single heavy door with a viewing slot that stayed closed. Machines hummed quietly at her bedside. Her body was wrapped in layers of bandages and braces, her legs immobilized, her back a lattice of grafts and scar tissue that burned constantly. A man visited her once. He wore civilian clothes, but his eyes gave him away, sharp, exhausted, afraid. "It won't find you here," he said, though it sounded rehearsed. Lena laughed weakly. "You don't believe that?" He didn't answer. The pain never stopped. Nerves in her back misfired constantly, sending bolts of agony down her spine and legs. Her left foot barely responded anymore, dead weight attached to her body. Doctors told her she might walk again with braces. Might. At night, when the medication wore thin, she remembered everything. The sound of Evans screaming as the tent collapsed inward. Marcus's arm tearing free, the wet snap of bone. Caleb's voice calling her name from the trees. She slept in fragments, jerking awake at every imagined sound. Then the sounds stopped being imagined. It began with tapping, soft, irregular, coming from somewhere inside the walls. Lena lay still, counting her breaths. Tap, pause, tap, tap. The rhythm was wrong, not mechanical, not random. Curious, testing. She pressed the call button. Nothing happened. The lights dimmed slightly, not off, just lower, as if the power had sagged. Then she smelled it. The forest. Rotting vegetation. Damp earth. That coppery tang she would never forget. "Not here," she whispered. "You can't be here." The tapping moved closer. Something scraped inside the wall. Metal bending, concrete groaning under slow, deliberate pressure. The intercom crackled. "Lena?" a voice said. Her blood froze. It was her own voice, perfectly copied. "I'm scared," it continued softly. "Please open the door." She screamed. The wall bulged inward. Hairline cracks spread outward like veins as something pushed from the other side. The tapping became scratching, then tearing. The door lights flashed red. Gunfire erupted outside. Shouts, alarms, boots pounding. The wall gave way. Concrete peeled inward as a pale limb forced through, bending impossibly, joints folding until the arms slid free. Another followed, then a head. It wore Marcus's face. The skin was stretched, uneven, mouth split wider than human, eyes glassy and dead. Its body unfolded into the room, towering, limbs too long, torso wrong in subtle, horrifying ways. It tilted its head. "You ran," it said, using Evan's voice now. "We learned." Lena fumbled for the emergency release on her bed, pain screaming through her spine as she forced herself upright. Her legs didn't respond. She collapsed, dragging herself across the floor with her arms, nails tearing, blood smearing. The creature advanced slowly. It never rushed. It never rushed. The door exploded inward. Soldiers flooded the room, automatic weapons roaring. Bullets tore into the thing, ripping chunks of pale flesh free, black blood spraying the walls. One round took off its jaw, another blew through its shoulder. It staggered, but didn't fall. Instead, it screamed, not in pain, in signal. In the darkness, something answered. From the walls, from the ceiling, from the floor. More movement, more scraping. The soldiers fired wildly. Screams echoed. Something hit the ceiling and dropped, crushing a man flat, his body folding with a sound like bursting fruit. Lena crawled. She crawled through blood and shell casings, dragging her useless leg behind her, lungs burning, vision tunneling. She reached the hallway as alarms wailed, red emergency lights bathing everything in hellish glow. She didn't look back. She never looked back. A glass door slammed shut behind her, cutting off the sounds, screams, tearing, that awful breathing. They evacuated her in under 3 minutes. By morning, the facility no longer existed. Officially, it was a structural failure. Unofficially, no one survived the lower levels. Lena woke in another hospital, another sealed room, another promise that she was safe. She didn't believe them. Months passed. The forest was reopened. New trails, new signs, fresh paint. The official report concluded that a rogue bear, combined with hysteria and misinterpretation, caused the fatalities. The missing search teams were attributed to environmental hazards. Lena watched the press conference from her wheelchair. She never spoke publicly again. Her injuries never healed properly. The scars along her back pulled tight, aching constantly. She walked with braces and a cane, every step a reminder of the thing that had chosen her and let her go. At night, she still heard breathing. Sometimes she heard her own voice calling from the dark. They found a campsite 2 years later, off the beaten trail. 4 tents, fresh. No bodies, no blood, just deep furrows in the soil, and long vertical gouges carved high into the trees.
The creatures are still out there, watching, waiting for the right person to follow their call, a voice, a plea for help. And then they feast.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to smash that like button or go to our YouTube channel to hear the complete story at Storytellers Drive-Thru.